Good morning. This is Chris with CodeChris.com. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Now, if you're one of my 4 consistent fans who actually watches every video, thank you. But if you're just coming back here and you're kind of like, well, why is there such a big gap between your videos? So I haven't posted videos in like over a year almost. And the question is like, what happened? And the reason, what basically happened is I got very, very focused on a project over at work. I was trying to basically build up with my free time. I was trying to build up a project so that I can bring as much value to the company as possible, raise overall income, flow, everything for the company, and then as a result, I'd be, compensated, awesomely. That was my goal. Didn't really work that way, but I did learn a lot of stuff. I did learn about how Chrome extensions work. I learned and became a lot more comfortable with ES6. And I basically was able to just get an overall good skill set from it. Alongside that, I also have another project going on in the background for a new business that I'm helping help them launch with, and so doing a pitch and whatever. And so helping them do that will also require my free time. And then on top of all of that, I have very limited free time because what time I have outside of work, I try to spend as much of it as I can with my family. So now I'm about to have another baby, and sleep will not be something that is easy to obtain. Time is going to be even more limited. And so it looked like things are going to be very, very difficult for CodeChris as a YouTube channel and whatever I want to do with the channel moving forward. But, not to fear, I have figured out something. And so what's interesting is occasionally I listen to this guy named Gary V, and he talks about how quality of a video is subjective, which, okay, kind of explains it. For example, I was discussing with another YouTuber who has a good amount of subscribers because of his particular niche, and I was giving him feedback about just some general things I saw within his setup that could, expand his reach. And what I realized when I was talking to him is that he explained to me that all his videos he just does on his phone, and he doesn't have any sort of crazy video edits. He doesn't even do really any edits, just the beginning and the end. No crazy graphics, extra music, sound, all that stuff just goes to the wayside. And it makes sense because depending on what you're providing, you don't necessarily need all that extra stuff. Now, I like to do some of that video edits in some of my videos, but at the same time, it was very time consuming. And the reality is I don't have that time anymore. On top of that, because of our current setup, we moved again. And because of our new setup, my computer is actually in the same room as where we sleep. So once again, I only have the early morning or late at night to do these kinds of things. So how am I going to record a video if my wife's trying to sleep, or if the baby's trying to sleep, or whatever? So instead, I've realized through various experimentation that the best thing I can do is actually use the times before work and after work to record a video. And with that, essentially, I can just have it record directly on the phone. I got an app that I'm messing with, and if I need to do some edits, I can do some edits. But otherwise, that's really not what it's about. And that kind of works for me as well, because I, as a YouTube listener, I listen to a lot of YouTube videos. I don't really watch them as much as I used to. So especially for like longer pieces, I'm usually looking for what the person is trying to communicate verbally as opposed to what's going on the screen. And there's even a few people that I've started to come across where they are talking in their car, or they're just like me, where they used to just stand in front of the computer or just sit in a room or whatever. And sometimes I realize that they have some of these extra edits, and although it's great for somebody watching, really for people like me who are just interested in what's being said, it's a little unnecessary. It's extra work and time. So I won't be doing that. So what I will be doing is making a lot more videos that are strictly just on my phone. And over time, as things start to change, as schedules start to change, I'll kind of mix it up back and forth. But at least predominantly, I expect that for the very near future, I will definitely be doing these videos exclusively on the phone and just giving as much information as I can via the phone. And this also means that I can increase my quantity of video output. And another few things. So also with CodeChris, I initially made the video to establish credibility so that I could find a job and that would help and everything. And I've done that, and I like where I work. So what would I want to do next with CodeChris? Well, the next thing would be is to get it monetized again. So we gotta get to 1,000 subscribers. That's the new algorithm rule. I'd probably want to build some sort of thing that can monetize from it or offer, I'm not really necessarily thinking of courses because I think there's enough people who do that. Rather, I have some ideas for like just more fun things that I want to do anyways, and that I have more entrepreneurial endeavors that are more like somewhat related to code, but not necessarily, and I can use it as a platform for, sharing that, even if it's not related to code. Whatever. Experimentation is going to be a big thing that I'm going to be messing around with moving forward. I actually have another YouTube channel where it's just a bunch of random videos about whatever I want. And because it's not in a particular niche, I'm learning a lot about the algorithm and trying to make individual videos have value as opposed to the channel having value. And seeing what works, why it works, etc. And with that being said, I'm taking some of what I'm learning and I'm going to be applying it over here. And it's just a lot of content creation and experimentation and learning, but I can do all of this all from my mobile device. It's 2019. I can definitely, have to get all this done on my phone because that's really the only sort of portable editing or uploading or whatever device that I can sort of count on to have random fragments of time that I can experiment with. So I hope this has been kind of a pretty good update on where I've been, what I plan for moving forward. Another thing too is CodeChris, a lot of the videos that I had initially, they were mostly about entrepreneurship, which I want to continue, but they also are about mainly geared towards new developers and developers who are just starting to learn web development. And once again, because I've already established that initial goal for for this channel, I want to talk about more than that. And so there are topics that are much larger but related to technology that I want to cover, right? Everything from Facebook is going to be creating a cryptocurrency. Like, what's the deal with that? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What are deep fakes? Like, is that actually like a threat to like national security? Things that are related to technology that aren't necessarily like, what's the new iPhone 11 review or whatever. I'm not going to do that kind of stuff, but I do want to talk about some higher, more abstract and bigger topics, right? Robots coming for your jobs? Yeah. Right? How long do you have? Just the general change in technology moving forward, how it's going to affect our children, our great-grandchildren, etc., etc., etc. So, with all that being said, if you have any cool topics or ideas you think you'd like for me to cover, go ahead and comment down below. If you're one of the 4 or 5 people max who probably watch this entire thing, just give a thumbs up and I appreciate it. Otherwise, thank you guys, and I will be talking to you more soon.